For the lovers of the gin and tonic, for all those people who don't want to skip the gin and tonic at 5 p.m. here in the UK, it's a tradition, it's a must. Why don't you go for Big Gino gin and tonic syrup? So add ice, add some more tonic water, dilute it, make sure that it's not too sweet, adjust it as you like, then garnish it, and it's yours. I was so happy and so blessed to receive a bottle of the first gin and tonic syrup. So instead of using the classic syrups that you can buy or make, like grenadine or strawberry or any fancy syrups that you're able to make with your mixology skills, if you get a bottle of this, the Big Gino, you can have all the flavors, the hints of the gin and tonic in one bottle, in 10 milliliters, 20 milliliters, it depends on how much you like sweetness in your cocktail. The recent history of Big Gino has somehow relates to an alcoholic gin, because the producer, Robbie Martin, is the same producer of the Big Gino alcoholic gin. So the Italian red gin that has classic 40% alcohol by volume, and it plays very well in all the classic cocktails that we all know, the martinis, the negronis, the John Collins or gin fizz, or you name it. So you buy a bottle for about 24 euros if you buy it in Italy, and you have to dilute this with a ratio of 1:6. So 1 part of syrup, 6 parts of water or tonic water or juice. So as a first approach to the alcohol-free mixology, they come out on the market with a syrup. And I think we have to taste it now. What are we waiting for? I like to taste it with a spoon. Being this a syrup and very thick and silky, we have to be very careful when we taste it, so we're gonna just take syrup. Very spicy, very, very, very aggressive to the palate. Of course, when you drink it straight from the bottle. If you have a little sip, you get to know it, you get to approach it, and so you get to know all the flavors one by one. They stand out, they are very pronounced, they are there, so they tell you, hey, cloves, juniper, black peppercorn, pink peppercorn, I feel also hints of ginger, and they all stay there. They all will be in your glass when you dilute it with ice, when you dilute it with sparkling tonic water or any other juice. Right, or if you serve it on ice cubes, just make sure to add 6 parts of water. So the flavors are there. The flavors are very pronounced. I think this syrup here, the whole purpose of it is to go and substitute the classic sugar that we've been using so much in the past years. So think about, you want to make a white lady and let's say you put too much lemon juice or too much lime juice in your daiquiri. Instead of using the classic sugar that doesn't compromise the flavor, if you use Big Gino syrup of gin and tonic, you will have other flavors, you will have other botanicals, you will have much more taste, much more aromas, and the cocktail will be much more interesting at the end. So the challenge that we face as creators when we make alcohol-free cocktails is that sometimes we lack in flavor, because the alcohol-free spirits are mostly water, and botanical waters, and cold extracted of flowers, spices or aromas. But what we're missing sometimes, the smoothness, the silkiness, the creaminess. I think that this syrup is the best solution in the market today. But I cannot wait to taste it, so let's stop the chat and let's start making the cocktails here. The first drink that I want to make today is the Gimlet, the alcohol-free version of Gimlet today with Big Gino as a protagonist. So Big Gino this time plays as a wonderful solution to substitute the lime cordial. Because we're now using the sugars that we have in the classic cordial, but we're replacing them with the sugars and the aromas of the gin and tonic syrup of Big Gino. So, coupette is here. We all know the recipe of the Gimlet, the alcoholic cocktail, the classic one. It's made with Plymouth gin and lime cordial and a few drops of fresh lime juice. But this time we're going to skip the lime cordial and use the Big Gino, use the lime juice as well, and instead of the gin, we're gonna use Memento, Italian alcohol-free botanical water. Let's do it! Let me introduce you Memento Botanical Aromatic Non-Alcoholic Blend. Memento is composed by water, rosa, Rosmarinus officinalis, Lippia, Helichrysum, and so many other aromas. So we have our alcohol-free friend here. We have the big Gino. The coupette is ready. So let's grab some lime juice and let's shake. Alright. Let me chill the coupette. So we all know that's the first step. So here on the side, jigger's there. Do we have a shaker here? We do have a shaker here. Oh, well, so let's always start from the juice, from the lime juice. Then we can start pouring the lime juice, and we're going to use all of it because we want this cocktail to be sour and acidic as the classic gimlet. 30 milliliters. I want to start with 10 milliliters of Big Gino, and I want to see how sugary it is and how much sweetness I'm adding. So I'm gonna give it a first quick stir and taste. This is already well balanced. I still feel quite a lot of lime, so I'm gonna add another couple of drops, just a tiny bit. It's incredible. I don't want to spoil all the secrets, but it's incredible what I'm feeling here. Every time I open this bottle, I am just invaded by the perfumes of the gin. Memento, the alcohol-free botanical water. Voila, 40 and another 20, 60 milliliters of Memento. We have sweetness, we have the citrus, we have the sugar, we are ready to shake. There we go. Just remember, never exaggerate with the shaking, never exaggerate with the dilution, because we have alcohol-free drinks here and we don't have to make any mistakes with too much water. Ready to shake. My friends, now it's time to chill it up and to mix it. Slightly less than 10 seconds. I'm gonna discard now ice. And here we are, our alcohol-free gimlet, straight and cold from the shaker. I know this sounds a little bit unusual because gimlet doesn't call for a cherry, but our Big Gino gimlet will have a cherry inside. So I'm gonna taste it now and I will let you know everything about it. Et voila, let's give it a taste. Gimlet, White Lady, Daiquiri, we talk about sour aperitifs. Margarita, that kind of drink. Like you have to love citrus, you have to love lemon, you have to love lime. But in this case, I could have used a couple of drops more. So I say that with an entire lime juice, that was a big size lime juice, I only used about 15-20 milliliters of Big Gino. It could have been a little bit more because they're still quite sour. I'm a sweet tooth, I like it to be a little bit sweeter, so I will definitely pour a little bit more syrup. But this drink is incredible. I am missing nothing from the original gimlet. I remember so many times tasting gimlet while serving it to customers in the past, in the bar. Now I can tell you that if you are an aficionado, if you love this kind of drink, if you love this kind of aperitif, but you are not drinking alcohol, this is a solution. So I love it. I feel all the spices of the gin, so I don't miss anything. Very nice, very nice. As we like to say here at Dedycated, cheers to your health.